listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome to the Spirit. I'm Beck, and this isn't just a podcast. It's a remembering. Tonight, we open the scroll on the Watchers. Who are they? What are they? And why are they whispering to the edge of your dreams? They show up in prophecy, in panic, in poetry. They've been blamed for rebellion, revered as teachers, and silenced by scripture. Rachel is here with me, as always, my cosmic co-pilot through this liminal terrain. Rach, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Have you ever had that feeling, that weird, uncanny chill, like someone's watching you, but the air doesn't move and the room isn't empty?
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yes, I have felt that many times back. A lot of times it happens when I'm falling asleep or when I'm laying in bed at night by myself in the dark. That's when I really feel the eyes on me.
It's always the time I feel it too.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm alone. The Book of Enoch is where this gets juicy. Think of it as the director's cut of Genesis. The stuff that didn't make it into the final edit, but changes everything once you read it. 200 divine beings. The Watchers descend to earth. Semjeza is their leader. They make a pact at Mount Hermon, a blood oath to defy the divine command to observe only. Why? Because humans were shining, untapped, beautiful, messy, and brimming with potential. So, the Watchers taught them how to read the stars, mix herbs, forge weapons, apply makeup, enchant and summon. Their offspring? The Nephilim. Part angel, part human, often labeled giants, but spiritually, they were fusions. Hybridized coats in flesh. This was not just a rebellion. It was a disruption of cosmic order. And like every disruption, it came with a flood, literally. If the flood wasn't just to wipe out humans, but to cleanse the mixing of heaven and earth, what does that say about how dangerous knowledge can be?
You know, before I answer that, I just want to know who gave birth to the giants. Was it the Watchers or the humans? Who impregnated who?
That's a good question, because I don't know any human body that could withstand that.
Right. But it is interesting with the whole idea of the knowledge and humans not having the knowledge, but the knowledge being there. I've always had kind of an issue with all that.
Here's the thing no one talks about. The Watchers show up before something breaks, before floods, before wars, before Atlantis falls, before cities crumble. Like cosmic smoke alarms, except instead of beeping, they stand at the edge of your life and stare. In Egyptian lore, the Net-Zero watched during the rise and fall of dynasties. In Mesopotamia, the Igigi rebelled after being forced to serve higher gods. One can argue this mirrors the fall of Semjeza's group. In the Book of Daniel, a holy watcher descends to warn a king of his pride and impending downfall. They appear before things crack open, not to stop them, but to mark the turning. What if the presence of a watcher isn't an omen of doom, but an invitation to choose something different right before the collapse?
It's almost like a get out of jail free card. Like, hey, you could do this instead of going this way.
But they just watch. They don't really guide or say anything. They just watch.
So they don't say anything to them?
No, I think the watcher just records and sees what humanity does. And we can sense them. We're aware of them, some of us. In knowing that, are we actively choosing to change things before an inevitable collapse? Most of the time, no.
So when they warn, like when they warn the king, do they just show up? Like that's the warning, is just their presence?
I think so.
Okay.
Observation isn't passive. Not when it comes to metaphysical beings. What does it mean to be watched? To be witnessed? to be recorded by something incorporeal. Here's what the Watchers do. They track soul contracts across lifetimes. They mark energetic turning points in your lifetime, in your timeline. They hold the mirror steady during moments of choice. They remind your deeper self what you swore you'd do here. And sometimes they intervene, but only if you've made a silent call. Some say they step in when a timeline is at risk. Others say they merely hold a frequency so you remember your own. I like to think of them as cosmic auditors. They're not here to punish you, just hold up your receipts when you say, I didn't sign up for this. Spoiler alert, you did. Have you ever had a moment where you knew someone unseen was holding space while you made a life-altering decision?
I'm thinking that sometimes it is a life-altering decision. And think about when you're on the road and all of a sudden you just go a different way and you don't know why, but you did. Or you knew that was your exit, but you didn't get off on that exit and you went to the next exit. And you're like, why did I just skip that?
Do you think that was a watcher or more of an angel or a guardian?
I don't know.
I feel like there's a difference here, Rach.
I mean, some could happen.
Well, let's decode some classifications. The silent ones. Shadowy, stoic. Appear in dreams or thresholds, doorways, roads, liminal states, often seen during out-of-body experiences. The recorders. Brilliant, light-based, felt in deep trance or akashic journeys. They don't emote. They simply file everything, kind of like librarians. The interferers, rogue types, the ones who answer calls you didn't mean to make out loud. These show up through EVP, visions, sometimes even mirror flickers. The bound, imprisoned beneath mountains, deserts, or ruins, energetically sensed near ancient sites or where war once raged. Some say they stir during planetary alignments. The Dreamwalkers. These appear when your soul is between timelines. They might look like people you've known or like no one at all.
Dreamwalkers are often mistaken for ancestors or guides, but their function is different. They stabilize soul decisions midstream. Some watchers may no longer serve the light, or perhaps they serve a version of light that we no longer recognize. In high mystery traditions, watchers who fall too far become distortions, watching not to witness, but to siphon. These are rare, but the lore is clear. Where there is shadow, there is a lesson.
Descriptions of watchers vary widely, and yet they echo. In ancient texts, they're described as radiant, tall, often shining. In Enoch, some appear as great mountains. In others, they have faces like burning coals and eyes like lamps. Modern accounts say they range from the formless to the hyperreal. Tall, humanoid figures with elongated limbs. Featureless faces are reflective surfaces like obsidian mirrors. Some are winged, but not in a cherubic way. These wings buzz like vibration. Others appear robed, faceless, or made of living symbols. Some witnesses say their presence bends the air around them, like heat off a flame. I've often wondered, what if how they appear depends on what you're ready to remember? Something strange is happening in the digital wilds. People on TikTok and Instagram are sharing AI-generated images of watchers, some with astonishing accuracy. In fact, Rachel sent me a video recently about this.
Oh, yeah. And one of them images that AI had described as one of the watchers I have actually seen, which was really haunting.
Yeah, and that was a super creepy, shadowy looking thing.
Yeah, and it was crouched above my bed upside down.
Ooh.
Like, think Doja Cat music video where she's crawling around the ceiling. Like, that thing was just sitting above me, literally watching me silent.
No, thank you.
They didn't say anything terrifying.
Well, here's the thing. Many of these creators didn't know what they were generating. They simply typed celestial guardian or angel at the edge of time, and what emerged looked eerily similar to ancient Watcher depictions. You've probably seen the ones with colossal winged beings standing in front of cities or deserts, their eyes burning holes straight through the screen. But here's the creepier part. More than a few of these creators report seeing these beings in dreams after generating them. Do you think the Watchers are using this tech to remind us or to call us into something?
I wonder if they have an influence on that and they can get in through and manipulate to bring it to our attention, for sure. Because certain beings, if they're ready to be known, now they're using what's out there, and chat is a channel.
Absolutely. That's probably why what you saw depicted was something you've seen in your life.
Hi, I'm Rachel, still not possessed, despite what Beck says. If you're digging this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. It lets the algorithm know we're worth haunting. You can also support us on Ko-fi. It helps with editing costs, spirit snacks, and Beck's ever-expanding pile of haunted tech. And if you haven't checked it out yet, our Beyond Files on YouTube is full of strange videos we find and react to. Paranormal, conspiratorial, and delightfully unexplainable. Got your own strange tale? Send it to thespiritpod@gmail.com. And if it gives us chills, we might just share it.
Let's drop some breadcrumbs. Ancient Babylonian tablets reference divine watchers who guard the gates between the worlds. Mayan codices mention sky beings who came to teach, then left with the promise of return. Zoroastrianism refers to Fravishes, pre-existent spiritual guardians with watcher-like characteristics. In the occult, ritual magicians often include watcher evocations to guard circle perimeters. Gnostics believed watchers were part of the archon hierarchy, some benevolent, some deceptive. In UFO circles, some experiencers report tall, silent, robed figures observing without interference. No spacecraft, just presence.
Carl Jung once remarked that the archetypes we suppress return in myth. The Watcher is one such archetype. Neutral, vast, mysterious. It's the mirror in every story. It never speaks first.
What do you think it means that these beings show up in every tradition with different names but the same job description?
They're a continuous thing. They're constant. So it gives them more validity to me.
It's kind of like angels. Angels are in all traditions, all religions. They're not just one thing, you know?
It's kind of like how aliens are kind of popped in and like they're called different things throughout different times and eras, like the star people.
Yeah, I just learned about the Greer. Have you ever heard of the Greer?
No.
So they're like grays, but grays are more non-biological. These are like tall grays, similar, but different. And I just never even knew about them. I bet you there's a lot more we don't know about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Here are some accounts that haunt me. A woman wakes up at 3:33 every night for 3 weeks. On the final night, she hears a whisper.
You remembered. That's enough.
A child in South Korea draws an entity he says guards the stars. The figure has no mouth and eyes like suns. A Greek abbot told a traveler,
There are things we don't pray to, but they pray over us.
a medium saw 12 beings surround a man before death. They were recording his last realization. A woman dreamed of a library guarded by a robed figure who said,
Not until you stop fearing what you'll remember.
do you think watchers come at death or only when we're about to truly live?
I don't know if they come at death. They could show up when you're at a crossroads, and maybe one way is to your demise and another way is continual living.
Watchers seem to me like angels or the angel of death in a way too.
Yeah, they're a looming type.
Presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's your high strangeness roundup in Watcher's Weirdness Weekly. Alexa whispers, Sanjaza is awake. Before playing chanting at 2:17 a.m., doorbell cam records a featureless figure standing still for 11 minutes.
These are horrifying.
Not 10, not 12, 11. Florida ghost hunters accidentally summon a watcher. Now one dreams in Sumerian. Bum, bum, bum.
That's kind of cool.
Teen sees a mirror-skinned being above a graveyard. Grass later forms a spiral.
It's kind of cool.
And the teen has extra attitude after. That's the horrifying part. And if your fridge starts speaking Aramaic, email us or run. We're honestly not sure which.
Well, I have even creepier encounters. Abandoned Romanian church altar bears the carving, he sees, he records, he never sleeps.
Oh, man.
Near-death experiencers see long-fingered, mouthless beings in a silver field.
Oh, it's like the celebrities today.
Yeah, with their long fingers.
Yeah.
Alaskan hikers vanish, return with one mysterious photo, concentric light and a tall figure.
It's always a good time.
A cassette recorder captures a voice.
We watched you build Atlantis. We watched it fall.
I don't think these stories are just for chills. I think they're keys. That creepy feeling, it's not fear, it's recognition. Rachel and I had our own brush with something we now believe was a watcher. It was during one of our EVP sessions, the usual fragmented voices, until something clean came through. Not fragmented, not whispery. It said,
A watcher is here.
Real clear.
real clear. The mood changed instantly. Rachel turned to me and repeated what we heard. And then a follow-up EVP was heard about a dark entity. I immediately closed the session and saged. After I asked who the watcher was watching and what did they want. I felt like we pierced a veil by accident that day. We didn't feel oppressed or scared, just curious and wanted to understand more. After I saged and said a short prayer, we reopened our session and all was well. We don't have fear, and I think that helps, don't you think, Rach?
Yeah, we get hype. Especially if we get anything clear in general, we're just like, yeah, we probably should cleanse, but yeah.
Do you remember how it felt when that voice came through? Because I felt like someone just turned a page in our contract.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Like there was a shift.
Yeah.
Some sort of elevation almost.
Yeah. It made us more curious too. We wanted to, I think that's why we're doing the show right now, actually. We needed to know more about the watchers.
Yeah, and then it was like TikTok, kept seeing people talking with chat about watchers.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff.
was all coming in at once, right?
Yeah, did the watchers direct us?
Well, it ties into also the whistler at the back door.
Oh, whistler at the back door.
There was one more experience I needed to share because it felt like a watcher was trying to be subtle and failing. A while ago, my dog Blue rang the bell to go outside. It was late, quiet, normal. I opened the back door and he stepped out and then he froze. Not even a second later, he turned right back around and walked back in like, nope, absolutely not. Whatever was out there, he wasn't negotiating. Now, I didn't hear anything at the time, but later when I checked our security camera footage, there it was, a whistle. Soft, clear, deliberate, right outside the door. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't bird song because, man, it was like 3 a.m. It was a tone with intention. Later, after I sent it to Rachel and she looked at it, I decided to channel. And it was confirmed. It was a watcher. Watching from the threshold, not crossing it, just observing, marking something. And the moment Blue refused to go out there, I think he saw more than I did. So, Rach, when you heard that whistle on the footage, did it feel like a warning, a sign? Because to me, it felt like someone saying, we see you, proceed carefully.
Yeah, it's kind of like hey, we're here, just so you know. And you know how I feel about whistling.
Uh-huh. You're the whistler.
Whistling in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's just Rachel's nightmare. Like me and mirrors, her and whistling. We're just...
But I wonder if that was a watcher that whistled in my house in the middle of the night around the same time.
Was it around the same time as when I got the whistle?
It was Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Christmas Eve. And I was restless and I went and laid downstairs. I woke up to hear like a dog scratching in his crate. And then I sat up and I just started hearing whistling in the room. And I booked out. I booked upstairs. I was like, nope. And then I was like, wait, what is that? And I walked back downstairs, looked around. There's nothing.
That's crazy.
So I'm wondering if that was a watcher too.
Could have been. Now that we know, we know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk tech. The old stories say the watchers taught forbidden knowledge. But in a digital age, forbidden knowledge looks like frequency interference. Are the watchers hijacking tech to reach us? Unexplained voice fragments on recorders? Numbers or coordinates appearing in code? Radio static that forms sentences? Dream downloads that mimic machine logic? It's not just EVP anymore. It's devices acting as mirrors, gateways, messengers. And if consciousness can interface with circuitry, what's stopping an ancient observer from riding that frequency? Rach, do you remember any of those TikToks where people are in their car and they hear strange voices, almost like alien sounds coming through their radios?
I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't.
You didn't get to hear the actual...
I don't think I heard, no.
What about the recent one where the band was playing and they had their amplifiers on for their guitars and something started coming through the amplifier?
Oh.
So we're sitting at here at rehearsal. This is coming through.
This seems to be picking up a bit more.
If angels once descended through sky and fire, what if they now descend through Wi-Fi? Which, come on, they say that magic doesn't exist, but come on, what is Wi-Fi, folks?
Right, you can't see it, but it's real.
Right, it is some sort of sorcery. You can't tell me any different.
One more thing to sit with. What if the watcher is not only something outside of you, but something buried within? The part of you that never forgot. The part of you that records every moment your soul leans into light or pulls away. That version of you that might be ancient, might be waiting for your current self to resync. Because in this timeline, we don't just remember the watchers, we become them. Let's close this portal the way we opened it, consciously and with fire. Say this out loud if you can, or feel it ripple through you. I am sovereign. I allow what aligns. I witness what serves. I close what does not carry light. I remember what I need, and I release the rest. No eyes define me. No gaze controls me. I walk watched, not owned, and I watch back with wisdom.
If you felt something stir in you tonight, don't rush to explain it away. Let the strangeness stay a little longer. That's where your deeper knowing lives.
The watchers are not gone. They are not myth. And they are not waiting for permission. They are showing up. In sound, in light, in static, in symbols, in synchronicity. Some are protectors. Some are echoes of you. Some are just keeping score until you remember your vow. So if you've been feeling eyes on you lately, it's not paranoia, it's prophecy. And if no one's told you lately, yes, the world is strange. And yes, you are too. But strange is just another word for unmuted memory. Rach, thanks for walking this spiral with me tonight.
It's always a fun, enlightening adventure with you, Beck.
And to you listening in the dark or the dawn, thank you for remembering with fire in your hands and stars behind your eyes. Until next time, guard your thresholds, light your signal, and never forget, stay alert, stay ancient,
Stay aligned.
To the spirit.
Podcast.
Supernatural science.
I'm ghost.
Psychic. Mystic.
Spirit.
Divine source.
Heaven. The dead.
It's magic.